Ladies and gentlemen, every morning before the world demands your attention, before you get lost in the noise of life, there's one conversation you must have, and that's with yourself. The words you speak to yourself in the morning shape your mindset, your energy, and ultimately your life. Every morning when you wake up, before you reach for your phone, before you let the world dictate your mood, there is one thing you must do. Remind yourself that you are in control of your thoughts and emotions. This is where everything begins. The moment you open your eyes, your mind starts running thoughts about the day ahead, responsibilities, challenges, and even fears. But here's the truth. You are not a prisoner of your thoughts. You are not a victim of your emotions. You are the master. Too often people wake up and let their emotions dictate their day. They feel tired, so they decide it's going to be a hard day. They remember yesterday's failures, and they bring that negativity into today. But this is where you must take charge. The first thing you tell yourself in the morning must reinforce the truth that your mind belongs to you, not to circumstances, not to fears, not to doubt. You control what thoughts you allow to stay, and you control how you respond to your emotions. Understand this. Emotions are temporary. They come and go like waves, but you are the ocean. You don't have to be tossed around by every feeling that arises. Just because you feel anxious doesn't mean you have to stay anxious. Just because you feel uncertain doesn't mean you have to act uncertain. You are not your emotions. You are the one who observes them, and you have the power to change them. Start your morning by setting the tone. When a negative thought comes, challenge it. Replace it with something positive. If your mind tells you today is going to be stressful, respond with, today is going to be full of opportunities. If your emotions whisper, you're not good enough, counter that voice by saying, I am strong, capable, and prepared for whatever comes my way. Think about this. The most successful people in the world are not those who never feel fear, doubt, or sadness. They are simply the ones who have trained their minds to not let those emotions control their actions. They wake up and remind themselves daily that their emotions do not dictate their destiny, and neither do yours. The key is awareness. Many people go through life completely unaware that they have the power to control their thoughts. They react instead of respond. They allow circumstances to decide their mood instead of deciding their mood themselves. But you can be different. You can take charge of your mental state. It starts with mindfulness. When you wake up, take a deep breath and pause. Instead of letting your mind run on autopilot, take a moment to intentionally decide how you will think today. Tell yourself, I am in control of my thoughts. I will not allow negativity to shape my day. I choose to think with clarity, with purpose, and with confidence. This one practice alone can change your life, because when you control your thoughts, you control your emotions. And when you control your emotions, you control your actions. And when you control your actions, you control your results. Most people don't realize how much power they have over their minds. They believe they are at the mercy of their feelings, but that is a lie. You don't have to accept every thought that enters your mind. You don't have to entertain every feeling that surfaces. You can decide what stays and what goes. You can decide which thoughts to give energy to and which thoughts to starve. This is why self-talk is so important. The way you speak to yourself in the morning sets the tone for your entire day. If you tell yourself, I feel tired, today is going to be hard, then guess what? Your mind will find every reason to make that true. But if you tell yourself, I am energized, today is a fresh start, and I am ready to take on whatever comes my way, then your mind will align itself with that belief. Every successful person understands this principle. Thoughts create reality. If you let your thoughts control you, you will live in reaction mode. But if you control your thoughts, you will live in creation mode. You will create your own energy, your own motivation, and your own success. So here's what you must do. Every morning, before you check your phone, before you engage with the outside world, take a moment to speak truth into your mind. Tell yourself that you are in control. Tell yourself that you decide how you will think and feel. Remind yourself that no matter what happens today, no matter what obstacles come, you have the power to choose your response. And remember this, you are not defined by your past. You are not limited by your fears. You are not a slave to circumstances. You are in control. You have the ability to rise above negativity. You have the strength to shape your own reality, because the person who controls their mind controls their life. Every morning, before the rush of life takes over, before responsibilities start pulling you in different directions, before the world demands your attention, take a moment to be still and recognize one simple truth: you are alive. You have been given another day, another opportunity, another chance to make something of your life. This is not something to take lightly. The fact that you woke up today means that you still have a purpose to fulfill. It means that there is still work to be done, lessons to be learned, and growth to be achieved. Gratitude is the foundation of a successful and fulfilling life. When you start your day with appreciation, you shift your entire mindset. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you focus on what you have. Instead of thinking about problems, you think about possibilities. Gratitude transforms your perspective, and your perspective shapes your reality. Most people wake up and immediately start thinking about what's wrong in their life. They complain about having to go to work, about not getting enough sleep, about the challenges they have to face. But this kind of thinking only attracts more negativity. What you focus on expands, and if you focus on what you don't have, you will always feel like something is missing. When you wake up, remind yourself to be grateful. Be grateful for the simple things: the air in your lungs, the ability to move, the chance to experience another day. Some people did not wake up this morning. Some people are fighting battles that they may not win. Yet here you are given another day to try again, to improve, to create, to love, to build, and to become better than you were yesterday. Gratitude is not about ignoring life's difficulties. It is about choosing to see the good despite them. Your mind is powerful, and the way you train it in the morning determines the course of your entire day. When you wake up with gratitude, you enter the day with a sense of peace. You don't feel rushed, you don't feel burdened, you don't feel overwhelmed. Instead, you feel centered, calm, and ready to face whatever comes your way. Gratitude makes you stronger because it reminds you of what truly matters. It shifts your focus from problems to solutions, from lack to abundance, from stress to peace. Every day is a gift, and, like any gift, how you receive it determines how much value it will bring to you. If you wake up complaining, you are rejecting the gift. But if you wake up with gratitude, you are embracing it fully. You are opening yourself to the blessings, the lessons, and the opportunities that the day has to offer. There is always something to be grateful for, even on your worst days. Even when things aren't going as planned, even when you feel like giving up, there is always something to appreciate. It could be a simple moment of quiet in the morning, the support of a loved one, the lessons learned through struggle, or the strength that comes from overcoming challenges. When you train your mind to seek gratitude, you start to notice things you never paid attention to before. You start appreciating the little moments, the way the sun rises, the feeling of fresh air, the kindness of a stranger, the sound of laughter. These are the things that make life beautiful. Yet most people overlook them because they are too focused on what they don't have. Gratitude also makes you more resilient. When challenges come, instead of feeling defeated, you remind yourself that every struggle is temporary and that even in the middle of difficulty, there is something to be thankful for. Gratitude gives you perspective. It helps you see the bigger picture, reminding you that no hardship lasts forever and that every setback carries a lesson. Success is not just about money, power, or achievements. True success is a state of mind, and that state of mind begins with gratitude. The wealthiest person in the world can still feel empty if they are not grateful for what they have, while someone with very little can feel completely fulfilled if they appreciate what they do have. Gratitude is what makes the difference. The most successful and happy people in the world all have one thing in common. They practice gratitude. They start their day by acknowledging their blessings, by focusing on what is right instead of what is wrong, by appreciating the journey instead of constantly chasing the destination. They understand that happiness is not something you find, it is something you create. And gratitude is the key to creating it. So tomorrow morning when you wake up, take a deep breath and simply say, thank you. Thank you for another day. Thank you for another chance. Thank you for the opportunity to grow and to learn. Let gratitude be the first thought in your mind and the first words on your lips. Because when you live with gratitude, you open the door to more abundance, more joy, and more success. Your life will always move in the direction of your thoughts. And when your thoughts are filled with appreciation, your life will be filled with blessings. Every morning, as you wake up, there is something powerful that you must remind yourself: you are enough. Before the world starts pulling you in different directions, before you get caught up in responsibilities, pressures, and expectations, you must take a moment to affirm your worth. Too often, people go through life feeling like they are not good enough, like they need to prove something to others, like they must constantly chase validation. But the truth is, you are already complete. You do not need anyone's approval to be worthy. You do not need external achievements to justify your existence. You, as you are enough. Society constantly tells you that you need to be more successful, more attractive, more accomplished, more liked. The pressure to meet unrealistic standards can be overwhelming, making you feel like no matter what you do, it's never enough. But this is a trap. The idea that your worth is determined by how much you achieve or how others perceive you is an illusion. Your value is not something that can be measured by external standards. It is not something that increases when you succeed or decreases when you fail. Your worth is inherent. It is unchangeable. When you wake up in the morning, you must remind yourself of this truth. You must reject the idea that you need to prove yourself to anyone. You must refuse to let self-doubt control your thoughts. You are not here to seek approval. You are here to live your truth. You are not here to fit into a mold that society has created. You are here to be yourself fully and unapologetically. When you understand that you are enough just as you are, you free yourself from unnecessary stress. You stop comparing yourself to others. You stop feeling like you are always behind. You stop chasing perfection and start embracing progress. This does not mean you should stop growing or striving to be better. Growth is a natural part of life, but growth should come from a place of self-love, not from self-doubt. You should work on yourself because you respect yourself, not because you think you are inadequate. You should pursue your goals because you want to expand your potential, not because you think you are not good enough as you are. There is a big difference between self-improvement and self-rejection. Self-improvement is about becoming the best version of yourself while knowing you are already valuable. Self-rejection is about trying to fix yourself because you believe you are broken. You are not broken. You are a work in progress, and that is a beautiful thing. When you wake up in the morning, choose to be kind to yourself. Speak to yourself with the same kindness and encouragement that you would give to a close friend. Too many people are their own worst critics, constantly beating themselves up for their mistakes, flaws, and imperfections. But imagine if you treated yourself like someone you love. Imagine if, instead of criticizing yourself, you uplifted yourself. Imagine if, instead of focusing on what you lack, you focused on what you have. Your relationship with yourself is the most important relationship in your life. It shapes everything: your confidence, your happiness, your ability to succeed. And that relationship must be built on self-acceptance. No one else can give you the validation that you refuse to give yourself. No amount of compliments, achievements, or recognition will ever be enough if you don't believe in yourself first. External validation is temporary, but self-acceptance is permanent. It is the foundation upon which true confidence is built. When you accept yourself fully, you no longer need to seek approval from others. You no longer fear rejection because you know that your worth is not dependent on anyone's opinion. Every morning as you step into the day, remind yourself that you have everything you need within you. You have the strength to face challenges, the wisdom to make good decisions, and the resilience to overcome setbacks. You do not need to wait for the perfect moment to feel worthy. You do not need to achieve something great to feel good about yourself. You are enough right now, in this moment. And when self-doubt tries to creep in because it will, don't let it take over. When that voice in your head tells you that you are not smart enough, successful enough, or attractive enough, challenge it. Replace it with the truth. Truth. You are capable, you are worthy, and you are enough. Your mind will believe what you tell it consistently, so tell it the truth. Speak words of affirmation into your own life. Be your own source of encouragement. The world will always have opinions, but the only one that truly matters is the one you hold about yourself. Your worth does not come from what you do, it comes from who you are. And who you are is already enough. Every morning, before you step out into the world, before you let the noise of life consume you, you must remind yourself that you have control over your thoughts. Your mind is the most powerful tool you possess, and how you use it will determine the quality of your life. You are not a victim of circumstance, and you are not at the mercy of external events. You have the ability to choose your thoughts, to direct your focus, and to decide how you will respond to whatever comes your way. The moment you take responsibility for your mindset, you take control of your future. Most people go through life on autopilot, allowing their thoughts to be shaped by their environment, by social media, by the opinions of others. They wake up and immediately start reacting to emails, to news, to problems. They let negativity seep into their minds before they even have a chance to set their own intentions. But this is a dangerous way to live. When you do not take control of your thoughts will control you. They will dictate your emotions, your actions, and ultimately, your results. That is why every morning you must consciously decide what kind of thoughts you will entertain. It all starts with awareness. Pay attention to what runs through your mind when you wake up. Do you start the day with anxiety? Do you immediately think about stress, about what could go wrong, about everything that isn't perfect? If so, you need to interrupt that pattern. You cannot afford to let negativity set the tone for your day. The thoughts you allow in the morning shape your entire experience. If you start the day with doubt and worry, those feelings will follow you. But if you start with confidence, gratitude, and a positive mindset, you set yourself up for success. You must become the master of your own mind. This means choosing thoughts that empower you rather than weaken you. It means rejecting thoughts of fear and replacing them with thoughts of possibility. It means silencing the inner critic and amplifying the inner champion. When your mind tells you that you can't do something, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this thought serving me? Is it helping me grow, or is it holding me back? You do not have to accept every thought that comes to you. You have the power to question, to filter, and to redirect your thoughts. You create your reality. Every belief you hold, every assumption you make, every perspective you adopt influences your actions. If you believe that you are capable, you will take bold action. If you believe that you are destined for success, you will persist through challenges. But if you allow doubt to creep in, if you tell yourself that you are not good enough, that things will never work out, that life is against you, then you will act in a way that makes those fears a reality. The key is to develop a mindset of resilience. Life is unpredictable, and there will always be obstacles. But you have the ability to decide how you will interpret them. Will you see challenges as roadblocks or as opportunities for growth? Will you let setbacks defeat you, or will you use them as fuel to push forward? The way you frame situations in your mind determines how you experience them. Two people can go through the same struggle, yet one comes out stronger while the other is crushed. The difference is not in the event itself, but in the way they chose to perceive it. You must also guard your mind against negativity from external sources. Pay attention to what you consume. The news, social media, conversations, all of these things influence your thoughts. If you constantly expose yourself to negativity, to drama, to fear-based thinking, it will be difficult to maintain a positive mindset. You must be intentional about what you allow into your mental space. Surround yourself with inspiration. Read books that uplift you. Listen to messages that empower you. Spend time with people who encourage growth. Your environment plays a crucial role in shaping your thoughts, so choose wisely. Developing mental discipline takes time, but it is one of the most valuable skills you can cultivate. Start by setting aside time each morning to program your mind for success. Instead of reaching for your phone first thing in the morning, take a few minutes to center yourself. Speak affirmations over your life. Say to yourself, I am strong, I am capable, I am in control of my thoughts. I will not let fear dictate my actions. I will focus on solutions, not problems. I will make today a great day. These simple words have the power to shift your mindset. Meditation, journaling, and visualization are also powerful tools. When you visualize your goals, when you see yourself succeeding, when you imagine yourself overcoming challenges with confidence, you train your brain to believe in that reality. And when your mind believes something, your actions align with it. Every morning, remind yourself that you are in control. You do not have to be a slave to your thoughts. You do not have to let negativity dictate your day. You have the power to choose what you focus on, to shift your perspective, and to create a mindset that leads to success. The quality of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. So start each day by taking charge of your mind and watch how everything else begins to change. You must remind yourself every morning that you are worthy of success, happiness, and fulfillment. No matter what you have been through, no matter what mistakes you have made, no matter what challenges you are facing, your worth is not determined by your past or by anyone else's opinion of you. It is easy to fall into the trap of believing that you are not good enough, that you do not deserve the things you desire, that success is reserved for other people. But that is a lie. The truth is, you were created with unique gifts, with a purpose, with something valuable to offer the world. You are worthy of the best that life has to offer, and you must start believing that. Too many people spend their lives feeling unworthy, feeling like they are not enough. They compare themselves to others. They focus on their flaws. They let their insecurities define them. But worthiness is not something you earn, it is something you accept. You do not have to prove yourself to anyone. You do not have to achieve a certain level of success before you can feel good about yourself. You do not have to wait for someone else to validate you. Your worth is inherent. The moment you start embracing it, the moment you stop seeking external approval and start recognizing your own value, everything in your life will change. Self-worth is the foundation of confidence. When you truly believe that you are worthy, you carry yourself differently. You set higher standards for yourself. You stop settling for less than you deserve. You stop tolerating toxic relationships, bad habits, and situations that do not align with your highest potential. You start making choices that reflect your value. You speak up for yourself. You take care of your mind, your body, your spirit. You invest in your growth because you know you are worth it. The problem is that most people have been conditioned to doubt themselves. Maybe you were told as a child that you were not smart enough, not talented enough, not special enough. Maybe you experienced rejection or failure that made you question your abilities. Maybe society has made you feel like you are not good enough unless you look a certain way, achieve certain things, or meet certain expectations. But you must break free from those false beliefs. You must stop defining yourself based on what others have said about you. You must stop measuring your worth by external achievement. You are valuable simply because you exist. If you struggle with self-worth, start by changing the way you talk to yourself. Pay attention to the thoughts that run through your mind. Do you constantly criticize yourself? Do you tell yourself that you are not capable, not attractive, not worthy? If so, you need to interrupt that pattern. Every time you catch yourself thinking negatively about yourself, replace it with a positive affirmation. Tell yourself, I am enough, I am worthy, I am valuable. Say it until you believe it. The words you speak to yourself matter. They shape your self-image, they influence your emotions, and they determine your actions. Another powerful way to build self-worth is by keeping promises to yourself. When you set a goal and follow through, when you commit to something and see it through, you build trust with yourself. You prove to yourself that you are capable, that you are reliable, that you are someone who follows through. Every time you keep a commitment to yourself, your confidence grows. But when you break promises to yourself, when you say you will do something and then make excuses, you reinforce the belief that you are not good enough. That is why self-discipline is so important. It is not just about achieving goals, it is about strengthening your self-worth. You must also be mindful of the people you surround yourself with. If you are constantly around people who bring you down, who make you feel small, who do not respect your value, it will be hard to maintain a strong sense of self-worth. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who see your potential, who encourage you to be your best self. The right environment makes all the difference. If you want to grow, you must be in a space that nurtures your growth. Self-worth is also about giving yourself grace. You are not perfect and you never will be. You will make mistakes, you will have setbacks, you will have days where you do not feel your best. But none of that changes your worth. Do not be so hard on yourself. Do not define yourself by your failures. Instead, learn from them, grow from them, and move forward with confidence. When you start believing in your worth, you will notice that the world responds to you differently. Opportunities will come your way because you will no longer sabotage yourself. People will treat you with more respect because you will not tolerate anything less. Your entire energy will shift, and you will attract the things that align with your new mindset. But it all starts with you. No one else can give you self-worth. No amount of success, money, or recognition can fill that void if you do not first believe in yourself. So every morning, remind yourself, I am worthy. Say it out loud. Look in the mirror and own it. Walk through life with the confidence of someone who knows their value. Do not shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Do not play small because you are afraid of judgment. Stand tall. Take up space. Own your greatness. Because the moment you truly embrace your worth, the moment you stop seeking validation from the world and start validating yourself, that is the moment your life will begin to change. Every morning you must remind yourself that you have the power to change your life. No matter where you are right now, no matter what challenges you are facing, no matter how stuck you may feel, you are not powerless. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are not at the mercy of fate. You have choices. You have the ability to take action. You have the power to shape your future. But the first step is believing it. If you wake up every day feeling defeated, if you tell yourself that nothing will ever change, if you convince yourself that you are stuck, then that will become your reality. Your mind is powerful, and what you believe about yourself and your situation determines your outcome. Life is not about waiting for the perfect opportunity to come your way. It is about creating opportunities. It is about making the most of what you have right now. Too many people waste their lives waiting for external circumstances to change. They wait for the right time, they wait for motivation, they wait for a sign, but waiting will not change anything. Action is what creates change. You do not need to have everything figured out. You do not need to have a perfect plan. You just need to start. You need to take one small step in the direction of your goals, and then another, and then another. Progress is made in small, consistent actions. If you want a different life, you must be willing to do things differently. You cannot keep repeating the same patterns and expecting a new result. You cannot keep holding on to old habits, old excuses, and old ways of thinking and hope that something will magically shift. Change requires effort. It requires discomfort. It requires a willingness to step outside of your comfort zone. It requires discipline and persistence. But the good news is that the moment you decide to take control of your life, the moment you decide to stop waiting and start doing, everything begins to shift. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that they are powerless over their emotions, their habits, their circumstances. They say, "This is just the way I am, this is just the way things are." But that is not true. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not your current situation. You are a constantly evolving being with the ability to grow, learn, and improve. The only thing standing in your way is your mindset. If you believe you are stuck, you will be stuck. If you believe you are capable of change, you will find a way to change. Your daily habit determines your future. If you spend every day making excuses, procrastinating, and staying in the same place, your future will look exactly like your present. But if you wake up every day and take even small actions toward your goals, your future will be completely different. Success is not about one big breakthrough. It is about the little things you do every single day. It is about waking up and deciding to be disciplined, to be focused, to be committed. It is about choosing to take action, even when you do not feel like it. No one else is going to do it for you. No one else is going to come and save you. No one else is responsible for your life. You have to take ownership. You have to stop blaming circumstances. Stop blaming other people. Stop making excuses. The moment you take full responsibility for your life is the moment you reclaim your power. When you stop saying, "I can't because of this or that," and start saying, "I will find a way," everything changes. You have overcome so much already. Think about everything you have been, through everything you have survived. There were times when you thought you would not make it, times when you felt like giving up, times when the pain was too much to bear. But you made it through. You are still here. You are stronger than you think. And if you can survive your past, you can create a better future. But it starts with you believing that you can. Do not let fear control you. Do not let self-doubt hold you back. Do not let past failures define you. You have the power to rewrite your story. You have the power to start fresh. Every single day is a new opportunity. Every single morning is a chance to begin again. Do not waste it. Stop telling yourself that you are not capable. Stop telling yourself that you are not good enough. Stop telling yourself that it is too late. It is never too late to change. It is never too late to grow. It is never too late to create a life you love. You have talents, skills, and strengths that you have not even tapped into yet. You have potential that you have not fully explored. Do not let it go to waste. Do not let fear keep you playing small. Do not let comfort keep you stuck in the same place. Push yourself. Challenge yourself. Believe in yourself. Take the first step. And then another. And then another. Keep moving forward, no matter how slow the progress seems. The truth is, you are capable of so much more than you realize. But you will never know what you are truly capable of until you start trying, until you start pushing yourself, until you stop letting fear and doubt control your life. Wake up every morning and remind yourself that you have the power to change. Remind yourself that you are not stuck. Remind yourself that you are stronger than you think. Remind yourself that you deserve more. And then go out and make it happen. Your life is in your hands. What you do with it is up to you. Every morning as you open your eyes and take that first breath of a new day, you have a choice. You can allow yourself to be consumed by worries, doubts, and fears. Or you can choose to step into the day with a mindset of strength, resilience, and faith. The way you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Your thoughts shape your reality. And the words you tell yourself each morning become the foundation upon which your day is built. You must remind yourself that no matter what challenges lie ahead, you are strong enough to face them. Life is not always easy. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and moments of frustration. But within you is a strength greater than any adversity you will ever encounter. You have already survived so much. There were times when you thought you wouldn't make it. Times when the weight of life felt unbearable. But here you are. You made it through. And if you made it through those moments, you will make it through whatever comes next. Strength is not just about physical endurance. It is about mental and emotional resilience. It is about standing firm in your faith, in your values, and in your determination to keep going even when life tries to push you down. It is about refusing to be defeated by circumstances and instead rising above them. When you wake up each morning, you must tell yourself, I am strong enough to handle whatever comes my way today. I will not be shaken by fear or doubt. I will face every challenge with confidence and perseverance. You must also remind yourself that your past does not define you. Too often, people wake up each day carrying the burdens of yesterday. Mistakes they have made, failures they have experienced, pain they have endured. But the past is gone. It no longer has power over you unless you allow it to. Every new day is a fresh start, a new opportunity to grow, to learn, to become better than you were yesterday. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are a person who is constantly evolving, learning, and becoming stronger. Let go of what no longer serves you. Let go of regrets. Let go of self-judgment. Let go of the belief that you are not worthy of success, happiness, and love. Wake up and remind yourself, today, I choose to move forward. I choose to leave behind what no longer serves me. I choose to embrace the person I am becoming. The past does not dictate your future unless you let it. Another powerful truth you must tell yourself every morning is that your thoughts and actions create your reality. Whatever you focus on grows. If you start your day with negativity, complaining about everything that is wrong, dwelling on problems, and feeding your fears, then your day will be filled with stress and frustration. But if you choose to focus on gratitude, on solutions, on opportunities, you will see your world transform. Your mind is a garden, and every thought you plant is a seed. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and failure, you will harvest stress, anxiety, and limitations. But if you plant seeds of faith, confidence, and determination, you will reap success, happiness, and growth. You must wake up and consciously decide what kind of day you want to have. Speak life into your day. Say to yourself, I choose to see the good in today. I choose to focus on opportunities instead of obstacles. I choose to be grateful for what I have instead of worrying about what I lack. Self-doubt is one of the biggest thieves of success. How many times have you stopped yourself from taking action because you questioned whether you were good enough, smart enough, or capable enough? How many opportunities have you let slip away because you were afraid of failure? If you want to change your life, you must stop doubting yourself. You must replace those negative voices in your head with words of confidence and self-belief. Wake up every morning and tell yourself, I am capable. I am strong. I have what it takes to succeed. I may not have all the answers yet, but I will figure them out. I will not allow fear to hold me back. When you believe in yourself, you open the door to possibilities. You give yourself permission to grow, to take risks, to step outside your comfort zone. The people who succeed in life are not necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They are the ones who refuse to give up on themselves. You must also remind yourself that you are in control of your attitude. You cannot always control what happens around you, but you can control how you respond. You can choose to let little things ruin your mood, or you can choose to rise above them. You can choose to let negativity consume you, or you can choose to protect your energy and maintain a positive mindset. Your attitude determines your experience of life. No matter what happens today, remind yourself, I am in control of how I respond. I will not let small problems steal my peace. I will not allow negativity to control me. I will stay focused, positive, and at peace. When you take control of your attitude, you take control of your life. Lastly, remind yourself that you are worthy of happiness, success, and love. Too many people go through life feeling unworthy. They believe they are not good enough, not smart enough, not deserving of great things, but that is a lie. You were created for a purpose. You are valuable. You are enough just as you are. You do not have to prove yourself to anyone. You do not have to earn your worth. You simply have to recognize it and embrace it. Wake up each morning and affirm, I am worthy. I deserve good things. I am enough. When you truly believe in your worth, you will stop settling for less than you deserve. You will stop allowing toxic people to drain your energy. You will stop accepting mediocrity and start striving for greatness. You will demand more from life, and life will rise to meet you. Your mornings set the foundation for your success. The words you tell yourself matter. Choose them wisely. Choose to fill your mind with strength, confidence, and positivity. Choose to believe in yourself. Choose to take control of your day. You have the power to create the life you want, and it all begins with the thoughts you plant in your mind each morning. Wake up with purpose. Wake up with faith. Wake up ready to make today count. Each morning as you wake up to a new day, you are given a powerful gift, the opportunity to reset, to renew your mind, and to align yourself with the life you desire. It is easy to let the worries of yesterday or the uncertainties of tomorrow consume your thoughts. But the truth is, today is all you have, and how you choose to start it will shape everything that follows. Your mindset determines your experiences, and the words you tell yourself every morning set the course for your day. You must remind yourself that your dreams are valid, that your goals are achievable, and that you have everything within you to turn your aspirations into reality. Too often, people wake up feeling defeated before they even start their day. They allow self-doubt, fear, and past failures to dictate their actions, and in doing so, they hold themselves back from reaching their full potential. But you cannot afford to live like that. You must wake up every morning with a renewed sense of purpose, with an unshakable belief in yourself, and with the determination to move forward no matter what stands in your way. Life is a journey of growth, learning, and transformation. Each day brings new lessons, new challenges, and new opportunities to become a better version of yourself. But none of that will matter if you are not willing to embrace the process. You cannot allow setbacks to make you feel like you are incapable of succeeding. Instead, you must see them as stepping stones, as necessary parts of your journey. Every great success story is filled with moments of struggle. But what sets successful people apart is their ability to keep going despite the obstacles they face. You must wake up and tell yourself, I am capable. I am strong. I have the ability to overcome anything that comes my way. When you affirm this truth to yourself, you shift your mindset from doubt to confidence. You stop seeing challenges as barriers and start seeing them as opportunities to grow. You begin to trust in your own resilience and your ability to find solutions, and that trust fuels your motivation to take action. Another important truth you must remind yourself of each morning is that your happiness is your responsibility. No one else can make you happy, and no external achievement, possession, or relationship can provide you with lasting fulfillment. Happiness is an inside job. It is a choice you make every single day. Too often, people delay their happiness, telling themselves that they will be happy when they achieve a certain goal, when they have more money, when they find the right partner, or when their circumstances improve. But happiness does not work that way. You must wake up and choose to be happy now. You must decide that no matter what is happening around you, you will not allow external factors to dictate your inner peace. You must find joy in the little things, in the simple moments, in the blessings that you often take for granted. When you wake up and say, today I choose happiness. Today I choose peace. Today I will focus on what is good in my life. You empower yourself to live with a sense of gratitude and contentment. Gratitude is one of the most powerful mindsets you can cultivate, and it starts the moment you wake up. Instead of immediately thinking about what you lack or what is going wrong, take a moment to appreciate what you do have. You have breath in your lungs. You have another day to live, to love, to learn, and to grow. You have opportunities ahead of you. You have people who care about you. Even in the midst of difficulties, there is always something to be grateful for. When you start your day with gratitude, you shift your perspective. You stop focusing on problems and start seeing possibilities. You stop complaining about what is missing and start appreciating what is present. Gratitude changes everything. It brings joy, it attracts abundance, and it strengthens your faith. Wake up each morning and tell yourself, I am grateful for this day. I am grateful for the opportunities before me. I am grateful for the lessons I will learn. I am grateful for the person I am becoming. You must also remind yourself that you are in control of your actions. Your life is not dictated by fate, by luck, or by the opinions of others. You have the power to make decisions that shape your future. If you want to achieve something, you must take action. If you want to change your life, you must be willing to put in the effort. Too many people wait for the right time to start, but the truth is, the right time is always now. Wake up each morning with a mindset of action. Tell yourself, today I will take a step toward my goals. Today I will make progress, no matter how small. Today I will do what is necessary to move forward. When you adopt this mentality, you stop making excuses and start making things happen. You begin to see that success is not about waiting, it is about doing. Finally, you must remind yourself that you are enough. The world will always try to make you feel like you need to be more, do more, or have more in order to be valuable. Society sets unrealistic standards, and it is easy to fall into the trap of thinking that you are not good enough as you are. But the truth is, you are already enough. You are worthy of love, success, and happiness just as you are. You do not need to prove your worth to anyone. You do not need to seek validation from external sources. You simply need to believe in yourself. Wake up each morning and affirm, I am enough. I am worthy. I am valuable just as I am. When you truly internalize this truth, you stop comparing yourself to others. You stop seeking approval. You stop doubting your abilities. Instead, you start embracing your unique strengths, your individuality, and your potential. Every morning, you have the opportunity to set the tone for your day. You can either fill your mind with doubt, worry, and negativity, or you can choose to fill it with confidence, gratitude, and determination. The choice is yours. Speak life into your day. Believe in yourself. Take control of your mindset. You are capable of achieving great things, and it all starts with the words you tell yourself every morning. Each morning presents you with a blank slate, a fresh opportunity to shape your day in alignment with the life you desire. The thoughts and words you choose at the very beginning of your day set the foundation for everything that follows. Your mindset determines your emotions, your actions, and ultimately, your success. Far too often, people wake up and immediately let their minds drift toward negativity, worrying about things they cannot control, doubting their abilities, or replaying past mistakes. But if you want to live an empowered life, you must take charge of your thoughts from the moment you open your eyes. You must remind yourself each morning that you are in control of your life. No matter what challenges you are facing, no matter what obstacles stand in your way, you have the power to decide how you will respond. Many people go through life feeling powerless, as if they are at the mercy of circumstances, waiting for things to change before they can be happy. But the truth is, you do not have to wait for external conditions to be perfect in order to take charge of your life. You have the ability to create change, to make decisions, and to move forward even in the face of uncertainty. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, I am in control of my thoughts, my actions, and my emotions. This simple yet powerful statement shifts your perspective from victimhood to empowerment. Instead of feeling stuck or overwhelmed, you recognize that you have choices. You can choose how you react to situations. You can choose what you focus on. You can choose to take steps toward your goals, even if they are small. By affirming your control over your own life, you eliminate the excuses that hold you back and replace them with a mindset of responsibility and action. One of the greatest sources of personal power is the ability to control your emotions. Life will always bring challenges. There will be days when things do not go as planned, when people disappoint you, or when circumstances test your patience. But your emotions do not have to dictate your actions. You do not have to let frustration, anger, or sadness control you. Instead, you can decide each morning that you will not allow external situations to steal your peace. You can choose to remain calm, to respond with wisdom, and to maintain a positive outlook regardless of what happens around you. When you take control of your emotions, you gain control over your life. Instead of reacting impulsively or being consumed by negativity, you become intentional in your responses. You learn to pause before reacting, to think before speaking, and to choose peace over unnecessary conflict. This does not mean ignoring your emotions or pretending that challenges do not exist. It means acknowledging your feelings, while also recognizing that you have the power to manage them in a way that serves you. It means deciding that you will not let one bad moment ruin your entire day. Another important aspect of taking control of your life is managing your time wisely. Every day, you are given 24 how 1,440 rupees, minutes to use as you choose. How you spend that time determines the quality of your life. Many people waste precious hours on distractions, procrastination, or activities that do not align with their goals. They let their days slip away, only to look back with regret, wondering where the time went. But you do not have to live that way. You can decide each morning that you will be intentional with your time, that you will focus on what truly matters, and that you will take steps toward the life you want to create. Tell yourself, I will use my time wisely today. I will not waste my energy on things that do not serve me. I will prioritize what is important. When you adopt this mindset, you stop making excuses and start taking action. You become disciplined in how you structure your day, ensuring that you dedicate time to your goals, your growth, and your well-being. You stop allowing distractions to control you, and instead, you take command of your schedule. Another powerful reminder you must give yourself each morning is that you are responsible for your own happiness. Happiness is not something that is handed to you by other people, nor is it something that comes from external achievements. It is a choice that you make every single day. Too often, people place their happiness in the hands of others, expecting relationships, success, or material things to bring them fulfillment. But true happiness comes from within. It comes from appreciating the present moment, from finding joy in simple things, and from living with gratitude. You must wake up and tell yourself, I choose to be happy today. I will not let circumstances dictate my joy. I will find reasons to be grateful. When you take ownership of your happiness, you stop relying on external validation. You stop waiting for something to happen before you allow yourself to feel good. Instead, you develop an unshakable inner peace that remains strong, no matter what is happening around you. Part of taking control of your life also means being intentional about the people you allow into your space. The energy you surround yourself with has a profound impact on your mindset and your success. If you spend your time around negative, toxic, or unmotivated people, their energy will begin to affect you. They will drain your motivation, fill your mind with doubt, and keep you stuck in the same patterns. But when you choose to surround yourself with people who uplift, inspire, and challenge you to grow, you set yourself up for success. Each morning, remind yourself, I will protect my energy. I will surround myself with positivity. I will distance myself from negativity. When you make this decision, you become more mindful of the company you keep. You stop tolerating relationships that bring you down, and you seek out connections that help you rise. You learn to set boundaries, to say no to things that do not align with your values, and to prioritize your well-being. At the end of the day, taking control of your life is about making conscious choices. It is about recognizing that you are not powerless, that you are not a victim of circumstances, and that you have the ability to shape your reality. It starts with your mindset, with the words you speak to yourself, and with the actions you take each day. When you wake up each morning with a determination to take control of your thoughts, your emotions, your time, and your happiness, you step into your power. You stop waiting for life to happen to you, and instead, you take charge of creating the life you desire. You become more intentional, more disciplined, and more focused on what truly matters. And as you do, you begin to see the results. You become stronger, more confident, and more fulfilled. Your life is yours to shape. Your destiny is in your hands. But it all starts with the decision you make each morning to take control, to take responsibility, and to step into the greatness that is already within you. Every morning, As the sun rises and a new day unfolds before you, you are presented with a choice. You can either allow the weight of the past, the doubts of the present, and the uncertainties of the future to dictate your actions, sir. You can choose to embrace the day with confidence, clarity, and a strong belief in your ability to navigate whatever comes your way. Life is not always predictable, and challenges are an inevitable part of the journey. But the way you approach each day determines the quality of your experiences. The moment you wake up, you have the power to set the tone for the hours ahead. You can decide how you will think, how you will react, and how you will move toward your goals. Confidence is not something that is handed to you by the world. It is something that you cultivate within yourself. Too many people go through life waiting for external validation, waiting for someone to tell them they are good enough, smart enough, or worthy enough. But confidence does not come from the approval of others. It comes from within. It comes from knowing that you are capable, that you have everything you need to succeed, and that no matter what obstacles arise, you have the strength to overcome them. When you wake up in the morning, you must remind yourself that you are more powerful than you realize. You must look in the mirror and declare with certainty that you are capable of handling anything the day brings. The problem is that many people allow self-doubt to creep into their minds before they even step out of bed. They wake up and immediately start thinking about everything that could go wrong, everything they fear, and everything they believe they are not good enough to achieve. But self-doubt is a liar. It will try to convince you that you are not strong enough, not smart enough. It will try to hold you back, keep you stuck, and make you believe that you are not worthy of success. But you do not have to listen to it. You have the power to silence those doubts and replace them with words of confidence and belief. Each morning as you take your first breath of the new day, remind yourself that you have overcome challenges before and you will overcome them again. Think about all the times you thought you couldn't do something, yet you did it anyway. Think about the moments when you felt weak but still found the strength to keep going. Confidence is built through experience, through resilience, and through a commitment to believing in yourself even when things are difficult. It is not about never feeling fear or doubt. It is about pushing forward despite those feelings. Confidence is also about trusting yourself. It is about knowing that you are capable of making good decisions, that you have the wisdom to navigate challenges, and that you do not need anyone else's permission to go after what you want. Too often, people look to others for reassurance before taking action. They hesitate, they second-guess themselves, and they wait for someone to tell them it's okay to move forward. But the truth is, you do not need approval from anyone to pursue your dreams. You do not need permission to become the person you were meant to be. You simply need to trust yourself, take action, and believe that you are capable of handling whatever comes next. Another important aspect of confidence is refusing to let failure define you. Every successful person has experienced failure. Every person who has achieved greatness has faced setbacks, disappointments, and moments of doubt. But what sets them apart is that they did not let those failures stop them. They understood that failure is not a reflection of their worth, it is simply part of the journey. If you want to build unshakable confidence, you must change the way you view failure. Instead of seeing it as a sign that you're not good enough, see it as a lesson, a stepping stone, a necessary part of growth. Each morning, remind yourself that failure is not the opposite of success. Every mistake, every setback, every moment of struggle is teaching you something valuable. It is making you stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the opportunities ahead. Instead of fearing failure, embrace it. Instead of avoiding challenges, welcome them as opportunities to grow. Confidence also comes from taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. When you prioritize your well-being, you naturally feel stronger, more capable, and more in control. Taking care of your body by exercising, eating well, and getting enough rest gives you the energy and strength you need to face the day with confidence. Taking care of your mind by feeding it with positive thoughts, inspiring messages, and continuous learning keeps you sharp and focused. Taking care of your emotions by setting boundaries, surrounding yourself with supportive people, and practicing self-love ensures that you remain grounded and unshaken by negativity. Every morning before you step out into the world, take a moment to remind yourself of your worth. Remind yourself that you are enough, just as you are. That you do not need to compare yourself to anyone else because your journey is unique. That you have strengths, talents, and abilities that are valuable. That you are constantly growing, improving, and evolving into the best version of yourself. Confidence is not about being perfect. It is about embracing who you are, flaws and all, and knowing that you are still deserving of success, happiness, and love. It is easy to fall into the trap of self-doubt, of questioning yourself, of feeling like you are not good enough. But the truth is, you are more capable than you think. You are stronger than you realize. You have already overcome so much, and you will continue to overcome whatever comes your way. The key is to believe in yourself, to trust yourself, and to remind yourself every single day that you have what it takes to succeed. As you go through your day, walk with confidence, speak with confidence, make decisions with confidence. Do not let fear hold you back. Do not let doubt control your actions. Stand tall, knowing that you are capable, that you are worthy, and that you have everything you need within you to create the life you desire. Confidence is not about never feeling afraid. It is about feeling the fear and doing it anyway. It is about showing up for yourself, taking action, and refusing to let anything stop you from becoming the person you were meant to be. So as you wake up each morning, set the intention to move through your day with confidence. Decide that you will believe in yourself even when challenges arise. Decide that you will trust yourself even when things feel uncertain. Decide that you will take action toward your goals even if you are afraid, because confidence is not something you wait for. It is something you create. And when you choose to create it, there is nothing that can stand in your way. Every morning as you open your eyes to a new day, you are given an opportunity to start fresh, to set the tone for the hours ahead, and to remind yourself of the power you hold within. Your thoughts, words, and beliefs shape your reality, and the way you speak to yourself in the morning determines the mindset with which you approach the day. You must remind yourself that happiness is not something you wait for, it is something you choose. It is not dependent on circumstances, people, or external events, but rather on the perspective you hold and the gratitude you cultivate. Life is full of ups and downs, but your ability to maintain joy in all situations is what sets you apart. The problem is that many people spend their days chasing happiness, believing that it is something to be found in material success, relationships, or accomplishments. They tell themselves that they will be happy once they achieve a certain goal, once they have a certain amount of money, once they find the right person. But happiness is not something that exists in the future. It is something that exists right now in this moment if you choose to see it. Happiness is a decision. It is a conscious choice you make every single day. It is about appreciating what you have rather than focusing on what you lack. It is about finding joy in the simple moments, in the small victories, in the beauty that surrounds you. It is about training your mind to see the good even when things are not going your way. Too often, people allow negative thoughts to consume them before they even step out of bed. They wake up and immediately think about everything that is wrong in their lives, everything they are stressed about, everything that is lacking. But if you start your day with negativity, you are setting yourself up for a day filled with frustration, doubt, and dissatisfaction. Instead, you must train your mind to focus on the positive, to find reasons to be grateful, to remind yourself that happiness is a choice that you have the power to make. Happiness is not about having a perfect life. It is about learning to be content with where you are while still striving for more. It is about realizing that no matter what happens, you have the ability to find peace, to find joy, to find gratitude. When you wake up in the morning, take a deep breath and remind yourself that you are alive, that you have another day to grow, to learn, to experience, to love. Remind yourself that even in the midst of challenges, there is always something to be grateful for. When you focus on gratitude, you shift your perspective from what is missing to what is present, from what is wrong to what is right. Gratitude is the foundation of happiness, and the more you practice it, the more you will find joy in the ordinary moments of life. Many people believe that happiness is something that happens to them, that it is a result of good fortune or favorable circumstances. But true happiness comes from within. It is not about waiting for something external to change it. It is about changing the way you think, the way you perceive, the way you respond. It is about choosing to be happy, regardless of what is happening around you. This does not mean ignoring problems or pretending that difficulties do not exist. It means acknowledging them, but refusing to let them control your state of mind. It means understanding that you always have a choice in how you react to life's challenges. Happiness is also about letting go. Too often, people carry unnecessary burdens, resentment, anger, regret, fear. They hold on to past mistakes, to the pain of yesterday, to the opinions of others. But the more you hold on to negativity, the harder it is to experience true happiness. If you want to be happy, you must let go of what no longer serves you. You must release the past, forgive yourself and others, and focus on the present moment. Happiness is found in the here and now, not in dwelling on what could have been or worrying about what might happen. When you wake up in the morning, remind yourself that today is a new beginning, that the past does not define you, that you have the power to start fresh, to choose joy, to embrace life fully. One of the greatest obstacles to happiness is comparison. In today's world, it is easy to look at others and feel like you are not enough, like your life is not as good, like you are falling behind. But comparison is the thief of joy. It takes your focus away from your own blessings and makes you feel inadequate. The truth is, everyone's journey is different. Everyone has their own struggles, their own challenges, their own timeline. When you compare yourself to others, you are measuring your worth against an illusion, because you can never truly know what someone else is going through. Instead of comparing, focus on your own growth, your own progress, your own happiness. Be inspired by others, but do not let their success make you feel like you are not enough. You are exactly where you need to be, and your journey is unfolding in its own perfect way. Happiness is also about taking care of yourself. When you prioritize your well-being physically, mentally, and emotionally, you naturally feel more at peace, more balanced, more fulfilled. Taking care of your body through exercise, proper nutrition, and rest gives you the energy to face each day with a positive mindset. Taking care of your mind by feeding it with uplifting thoughts, inspiring messages, and continuous learning helps you stay focused and motivated. Taking care of your emotions by surrounding yourself with supportive people, practicing self-love, and setting healthy boundaries ensures that you remain strong and resilient. Every morning, remind yourself that happiness is not something you need to chase, it is something you already have within you. It is not about waiting for the right circumstances, but about making the most of the ones you have. It is not about expecting life to be perfect, but about finding joy in the imperfections. The more you choose happiness, the more it becomes a natural part of your life. The more you focus on the good, the more good you will attract. The more you practice gratitude, the more reasons you will find to be grateful. So, as you start your day, decide that you will be happy. Decide that no matter what happens, you will find reasons to smile, to appreciate, to be grateful. Decide that you will not let negativity, stress, or comparison steal your joy.